Coming to you live from the top floor of the OBB Corporate Tower in downtown Coral Gables. You're listening to the top-rated American football podcast in countries that don't play American football. Ain't that some shit? These are the Orange Bowl Boys.
Brought to you by Ed Morse. Join the over 2 million people that are backed by Morse. Visit edmorse.com.
Here's Toast, Roman, and Scoop.
Welcome to the Mario era, chapter 69.
69 de Mario, it's a brown chicken, brown cow episode. Bow, chicka, bow, wow. I think Mario, he's a busy guy. He's a very busy guy. Is he too busy to get busy?
Oh no. He is still a young enough man with a young enough wife who is still expecting certain things to happen in that marriage. I'm sure. There's no way. Yeah, no. I'm sure he has a very healthy relationship going on there. Yeah.
All right, good for you, Mario. We dedicate Brown Chicken, Brown Cow episode 69 to you.
Hell yes.
Hey, how's it going?
Going good, man. How about yourself?
I'm back off that week hiatus. You got a PGA Pro. Is he on the PGA side or is he on the LIV side?
He is on the PGA side. So yeah. So those of you that are watching, you notice that we got a still picture of Scoop. He is not here this week. He was invited as a bucket list moment. He got an invite to go play PGA Sawgrass, the signature course for the PGA Tour, with PGA Pro and gigantic Canes fan who was on the show last week with us, filling in for you, Ro, Andrew Novak.
Yeah, that's a buck. Even I, the most golfing illiterate of us all, was like, oh, that's the one with the cool water hole on 17.
The Island Green.
And he's like, the Island Green. He's like, yeah, how'd you know that? I was like, I don't know. I played a lot of Tiger Woods golf when I was a kid.
Well, so here's what I would like to know, Ro. Because I'm thinking at some point last week when he fills in as a co-host, there's some communication going on between the two of them that arranged something like this. And it's funny how, I am left out and you're left out. No one even, and all of a sudden, I thought he had business and stuff. But, you're not going to make it. I didn't know you were going out of town. Oh, no, it's just me by myself. Oh, where are you going? Oh, you got to well, Novak invited me to play Sawgrass. Oh, I got you. Okay, sure. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Cool.
Phenomenal.
It's like all of a sudden, if you out of nowhere were like, oh, you're not doing next show, Toast? Nah, man. Wade Boggs asked me to go watch a game with him at Fenway in the club seats. All right.
Okay. Yeah. After they're done there, he's probably going to go to Tiger's house and, Tiger's recuperate, so they'll probably have a couple of cocktails on the terrace.
Yeah. There's a nice other little reference for episode 69. He said cocktails.
Yes, I did.
All right.
Listen, man, I mean, part of me is sad, Ro, that I've been waiting for chapter 69. I think we all have deep down. We've all been waiting for chapter 69. And he's not here for it.
Yeah. It's fine.
We'll be fine.
We'll leave the funny ones out.
All right. So, now I know I am not as hardcore into I'm a casual fan, so I'm not into all the canon and everything, but I did just binge Mando season 3.
Mm-hmm. And what did we think?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, I don't know, in terms of canon stuff, and I don't know if nitpicking, but I love the only thing that I really wasn't, episode 3, and I don't think it's really a spoiler now because it's been out for a bit, but they just totally changed the storyline to that other person. I was like, what the hell's going on here?
Oh, with Bo-Katan?
Yeah. No, not with Bo-Katan. With the undercover person and the scientist.
Oh, the
Dr. Pershing.
that
whole third episode, I was like, wait, is this just am I on the right season? What the hell's going on here? But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
It was a fun little season. Now, listen, for Kathleen Kennedy, obviously she's the president of Lucas Entertainment, and she plays the Force's female card quite hard. And I know the general fan base was upset because this should be a season about Mando, and Grogu, and it really kind of went off and diverged into that Bo-Katan arc. Listen, I thought it was well done too, Toast. I mean, that forces female, like she was a main character in the Clone Wars animated series. Katie Sackhoff is a wonderful actress. I really like the depth that she added to that. Now there's bigger gripes that I leave in the Star Wars chat for our boys in terms of Kathleen Kennedy. But I do think next season they need to go back to the roots to kind of show, because I did enjoy those organic moments when it was just a father and his son going across the galaxy. And I think they're going to get back to that. You know what, Toast, interesting, and I know Star Wars talk near and dear to my heart, close to the Hurricanes, as the Hurricanes are. You know what that season reminded me of? Because if you think about this, right? Grogu almost seemed like an afterthought, right? He wasn't a main character whatsoever. He was just kind of, oh, look, cute little baby. I legitimately think once he was given to Luke, I think that was where the arc was supposed to stop. And then Disney and all his splendor, the big mouse realized, whoa, he's a cash cow. We need to bring him back. So I think that's what was supposed to happen. And it makes more sense if Grogu's not around. But because of the cultural phenomena of Grogu, Baby Yoda, I think they need to kind of get back to their roots and share that kind of epic saga of a dad and their son going across the galaxy, because it was fun. It was definitely fun the first two seasons, but I enjoyed the third one.
I agree. I absolutely can see where he was brought back for one word only, and that's merchandise. 100%.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that was a huge number too. A huge number that
merchandise?
Exactly, that they can absolutely just directly equate to that character. For me, I just love the fact that, and I think it's important that now Mandalore exists again. And now there's because I think it's important for the future of just the universe as a whole, that there's a place where we know we can always find some Mandalorians, and they have a place to call home.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's Dave Filoni, the architect, one of the primary architects for the Mandalorian series, he's gonna have a standalone film that's basically, it's going to feature the Mandalorian, the Mando universe, as you will, the Rebels canon. Ahsoka's coming out. I'm stoked for that too. That's coming out in August, and Ahsoka's like one of my favorite characters in Star Wars, so I'm excited for that too. But he's gonna have that standalone film, and yeah, it's good to see. It's good to see Mandalore. Now, Star Wars has a staying dead problem. Could you just keep Moff Gideon on the shelf? Like, just have somebody die and stay dead, right? Somehow Palpatine returned. What do you mean Palpatine returned? He got thrown off like a 1,000-story building, like into a cavernous hole. Get out of here. He's dead. He's weird. At least it's in a week I had. All right. And this was in the last week or so. First one. I go to pick up a leaf. Picture this, right? But I go in a diagonal fashion to pick it up on the ground. Okay? So the leaf is to my left and on the floor. So I lean to my left to go pick it up because I'm doing yard work. As I do that, one of the branch sticks goes immediately in my ear, and it turns into a bloody mess, right?
Jesus.
I'm like, what are the chances that a stick went into my ear? Okay, so that's A. I just came from my daughter's volleyball practice. You know that because I was texting you on the way here. I'm sitting on the bleachers. I lean back against the wall, which the bleachers sit. And next to I'm on the floor of the back of the bleachers and slid away from the wall. My neck hurts. This sucks so bad. And I just went to the chiropractor 2 days ago. And the kicker was, if it wasn't the stick in the ear or falling off, bleachers, I got shingles.
What?
Shingles. Yes.
Oh, dude. So hold on a second, man. I heard that sucks.
Oh, it's terrible. So I literally something bit me, and it's just itchy, right? Next thing you know, I was like, oh, maybe something bit me a little bit more. And then I was like, I think I got what is this? And then sure and behold, yeah, you got shingles. You had chickenpox when you were young.
Yeah.
Yes. And okay. And it comes out typically when you're 50s and older. And here we go. So, I mean,
hold on.
I'm not 50.
Isn't there a vaccine for that?
Shingles?
No.
I got chickenpox as a kid, and I didn't get vaccinated for chickenpox back then. So I'm prime candidate for shingles.
I got chickenpox. Yes. Yeah, so how bad is it? What's
all right? So here's the deal. It depends on how you get it. And I have the most common symptoms. The most common symptom, you get them on your side. So I got him on my side, basically on my flank. And it started like midline, went a little past midline the back way, and then it came forward to my stomach. I will tell you, on a scale of 1 to 10 pain, it's about a one pain.
Okay.
Right? For me, at least my experience. And it says some people experience pain. This, or what I had, which was 10 out of 10, kick me in the balls, was electrocution pain. I just kept felt like something was electrocuting me over and over and over. Just would sit there and be like, ugh, just get zapped over. And it's a very common symptom. And I tell people all the time, 1 out of 10 pain, 10 out of 10 annoying. 10
How
out
long
of 10
does it
annoying.
last?
And it just, you have the symptoms of it for 2 weeks, and then it resolves in about 4 to 6.
Oh, 4 to 6 Is there like medicine you
finally
put
on
on
the
it or
downhill.
something?
Yeah, constantly. I was put on constantly. You ever had a TENS machine, with the little electric shocks? Yeah, that's what it feels like. I'm like, what the hell? Somebody turn this off.
Oh, damn.
Please. I want off this ride. I want off this
4 to
ride.
6. How long have you had it?
I'm like 3 to 4 weeks in.
How long before you realized you had it?
Oh, it was funny because there was a guy at work. So it was a guy at work, and I'm like, dude, something bit me. Look. And then I went up, and he happens to work in the hospital too. And then I went to the doctor.
You fucking laughed at your ass. He's like, yeah, you didn't get bit, bro.
So when he
Yeah.
laughed, he goes, you didn't get bit. He goes, you got shingles, dude. Do you have chickenpox as your kid? I go, yeah. I go, what do you mean I got, because I'm thinking like 70 or 80-year-olds. Of course, the first thing I do is I look up shingles. Usually happens when you're 50. And I'm like, oh, I'm close to 50. I'm 44.
Oh, so it's a big question. Can you get him again?
Ooh, that is a good question. I didn't ask that question. We can Google that.
question.
I didn't ask. I just think, because it was like, so, the funny thing with the chickenpox, though, with me, it was, I heard the kids in class, I was in like 6th grade. I heard the kids in class got chickenpox. I never heard of that until that moment. I went to my mom. I'm like, Mom, what's chickenpox? And she explained, you get like little red bumps. They look like ant bites. They itch really, really bad. You usually have it and you're out of school for like a week or two. So I was like, okay, toast. I woke up the next morning, looked in my mirror in the bathroom, walked down, knocked on my mom's bedroom door, and I go, Mom, like this? The very next day I had it. So I don't want to materialize this too. But yeah, we'll look this up.
Well, no, dude,
We'll
but
look
you're
this
telling me I'm freaking 50. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have it tomorrow.
up. Yeah.
Oh my
you
God.
Get shingles
Yeah. More than once.
more than once. Yeah, as soon as I put that on there.
Yeah. People.
Yeah, and dude, like these pictures, I mean, to a T. And see how it's on the guy's side. That's exact. Like the first thing when I looked up shingles, to a T. Now this lady's got it bad because I got on images. I was like, I didn't want it on images. You can have shingles more than once. Most people who develop shingles only have one episodes. Only most people. You can have shingles more than once. If you have shingles, direct contact of fluid from your rash bloods can spread. But that's it. It was covered the whole time. So
Oh my goodness. Oh hell. All right. Well, I'm sorry you have shingles.
Yeah.
And I'm also sorry you fell off the friggin' thing, and I'm sure sorry.
Oh, that sucks.
Sorry you got a stick in
All
the
the
ear.
coaches came by. All the coaches came by. They were checking at me in the gym. Like, you all right,
had a
dude?
rough
I'm like,
one.
yeah, you might want to check the
Jesus.
floor. I had a stick in an ear. Like, who the hell has a stick in their ear? I couldn't do that again if I tried. It's profusely bleeding.
God.
Yeah, now we can go.
All right, yeah, get the hell out of here, Jesus.
Line 72, 800.
Let's go.
All right. So somehow, coming off of a 5-7 season, our man Mario Cristobal, the head coach, the CEO, has, I believe, last I just checked, the number 6 or number 7 portal class. So that means he has, in his first full cycle, put together a top 10 class. His first postseason, portal class top 10. I'll take top 10 classes in both those all day long. I'm not going to argue between. There are folks in our chat pissed off because we've missed on guys. I'm like, bro, you have a top 10 class. You're not going to get everybody. So as long as you got a top 10 class in around the holidays for early signing day and everything, and you got a top 10 class in the portal, like that talent shouldn't be an issue, bro.
No, talent shouldn't be an issue, and you got to look at it as like a sliding scale because we say top 10, right? So what was our final, ranking in recruiting? 6th, and this portal class is 6th. Well, when you look at a scale between 1 and 10, 6 is closer to the top 5 than it is the top 10. If you're being honest, it kind of gets a bum rap. You're in the top 10. Yeah, we're 6th. We're 1 out of the top 5, right? We're the first loser of the top 5. It's different. You're in uncharted territory. And I believe the player ranking is actually really good too, Toast. And you always kind of go back. It's numbers. I'm the blue chip guy. I get it. And then you hear Alonzo's voice. Hey, there's only a couple blue chip guys, 5-star guys every class that are really special. Everything else is so close. You got to do your evaluation. But it's nice to see that in their evaluations, they're still close to the top.
Listen, there was only one 5-star in the portal. That was Travis Hunter. Because I wasn't even a recruitment. We knew exactly where he was going. He was following Deion to Colorado. So, I mean, you have, the lowest rating was an 88. The highest rating was a 94. So you're looking at basically low 4s and high 3s. Like so you're looking at like 4 stars. I mean, bro, like you can't be looking for perfection, everybody. Like you got to back off and just, dude, he just went 5 and 7. And you're saying pissed because he missed out on a couple of guys? Like he went 5. He should have like the 30th ranked portal class. What upperclassman wants to come here for a year, coming off a 5 and 7? Because they want to come and they want to play and they want to win, right? Like, dude. So what the hell?
They pay the man to recruit, right? They pay the man to recruit, and he's such a good recruiter. If you put it this way. He can go 5 and 7. He could still salvage, and it's more than salvaging, right? At this point, you're doing top 10. That's more than salvaging. That's like even in a good year, you made the ACC championship. Well, who knows? That's a unicorn. But you get to the champ. You're top 10. You're still celebrating that, right? You're still celebrating saying the guy can recruit, and he just came off a 5 and 7 season. It's perspective. It just depends. You know what I'm saying? It just depends if you're an optimist or a pessimist. I like to take things for face value, just what it is at the time in the context. He has a very damn good portal class. Regardless of what happened, he had a very good recruiting class. Can we leave it there? Had an abysmal season. Yes. The recruiting's picking up. It is. There's Kool-Aid in here, too.
Well, absolutely. Listen, our girl Leagues, who has been tearing it up in Discord U with all sorts of inside info as to who's coming, who's not coming, this and that, how we're faring with people. She made a great point in there saying that if there was any doubt that this was not just a sleeping giant ready to erupt, if Mario can figure out the on the field crap and we're winning 9 and 10 games every year, like, dude, the recruiting classes both windows are going to be top 3 every time with his eyes shut.
Yeah. 5 and 7's keeping him out of the top 5, top 3. You start winning and you start doing what he came here to do. It's Georgia-esque. It's Alabama-esque. It's top 5. Like, that's just what we do. The facilities. Look, the facility thing, that's going away. That's going away and then some. That new building that thing's pretty. That thing is pretty. No more facilities issues. I mean, the program, since we've started, Toast, it has done a 180. It has changed. The only place where it hasn't done a 180 is in the win column, unfortunately, right? We've been a vex since we've started this endeavor. But we have to be willing to admit, in terms of infrastructure, willing to spend, what they're trying to do. TV network deal is something in its entirety, and, ACC, whether there's going to be ACC, not an ACC, who knows? But what a 180 that the program is doing, and I'm happy to be on this side of it right now, looking at what Mario's doing on the recruiting side. I am.
So the talk has been, and listen, we talked about a little bit a few episodes ago, but now apparently, was the Magnificent Seven or the whatever 7 in the ACC that now are discussing. Listen, getting out of this grant of rights, which would cost hundreds of millions of dollars. So obviously, the college football landscape is about to shift some more. There's going to be some sort of conference adjustment here, even after the additions to the Big Ten and the SEC that we all already know about. What are you thinking, man? I mean, because do you really think the ACC is going to disband itself?
I don't think it wants to disband itself. Of course not. Anything with power always strives to keep its power. But the reality is, it's not the SEC. And you mentioned SEC and the Big Ten. They are unsleeping giants, right? They're awake fire-breathing giants. They are going to consume everything. The TV rights deals that those two have signed has made these other potential members, and they're looking to expand. Don't think that they're not. They're looking to expand, and it's at a point where ACC, it was fun while it lasted, right? We've seen this before. We joined the ACC, we saw what it did to the Big East. But now, in those basketball schools that are in this, the Big Seven, it's funny how that is. I just, Toast, you know where I stood from 2 episodes ago. It's going to be the American League and the National League. One's called the Big Ten, one's called the SEC, right? And everything else is just going to be minor leagues at that part. It's still considered pro ball, but it's just not going to be.
All right, so let me ask you this, because I got into it with somebody in our Discord U chat. They were debating SEC or Big Ten. Where do you want to land? And a majority, I mean, there was folks on both sides, but the majority of folks would prefer we go into the SEC. And the reason why they were so down on the Big Ten was a reason that I find laughable. And I don't even view it as a legitimate, like if this is a legitimate reason for you not wanting to go to the Big Ten, then we should fold up the football program, okay? And that was, we'll never win in November because it's under 50 degrees.
They're not wrong.
Listen, I understand that history says that you may actually be correct. However, if the Panthers just scored a tied up. Hell yeah, 1-1. Anyways, but if you think you're going to have a national championship caliber program that you can build and everything and recruit, if you can't go up to Illinois in mid-November and play a football game and not be able to point to, listen, the season's over by Thanksgiving for the most part. It's over. Mm-hmm. So you're looking at maybe 2 weeks.
How many really cold? Yeah, how many cold games you're going to be in November? You're right. It closes December. Look, you might get an early snow here and there, but that's few and far between. I think.
Listen,
late
how many
November, times did we watch an Ohio State game where it's like, the Snow Bowl? It was even those late games of Marvin Harrison Jr. going off. I mean, you could see their breath and everything. It's cold, but it's not that cold.
You sign up with the Big Ten and you realize that, all right, once every 7 years, we're going to end up playing friggin' late October, early November game in Wisconsin. Okay. And whatever.
And listen, you have an IPF. All right. You have an IPF. I'm sure there's ways with chillers on the field level that you can bring them in, industrial size chillers if you needed to, and just get them as much acclimated as you can. I'll tell you this. It's easier to get acclimated to the cold than it is to go from the cold and play this in August and September with that humidity. So. You can make things hot, right? You could go into Illinois, you can make things hot. You can't make it humid. It's different. So similarly, we hold an advantage too. In early part of the season, people are not going to want to come down here from Illinois playing us in that humidity.
The other argument was, it's more regional. I'm like, bro, we've never been in a regional conference before. We were in the Big East,
and you don't want
it. Was a Northeast-based conference. We were going to Temple and to friggin' Rutgers, and Boston College and Syracuse. Now, granted, Syracuse is in a dome, but what do you like? We've never been a regional. I'll be honest, I am much more intrigued, Ro, by the concept of going out and playing USC and playing Michigan and playing Ohio State and playing, I'm fine, throw Iowa State in there and Iowa as well. But dude, I'm much more intrigued by those matchups than friggin' and also the other thing is, I don't think, and you said we turned the corner as a program, and I agree with you, but I'm not sure that we have the level of commitment financially in the long term that the big time SEC schools have.
I agree and I disagree. I disagree. I agree with where your sentiment is because of how we've performed on the field. And then you go play SEC talent, right? And the perceived notion is that the SEC, all the financial and lucrative incentive, but they have a lot of that because of the network deal that they have, which now you're in. So guess what? You can go toe for toe because, the deal that those members get per school, it's so lopsided. That's why there is this talk of dissolving the ACC. The ACC can't do anything. They can't renegotiate their deal. They're locked in with ESPN. ESPN's not going to bark at that. They're not going to. There's no financial incentive for them. So there you are. So you can compete toe to toe. But to go back to what you said, absolutely. You know how cool it would be to see a Miami versus USC game on the road, nighttime game, Well, it would suck if it was a nighttime game because back here that means that thing's stuck.
Whatever.
At 10
I don't
p.m.
care.
But whatever. But you want that you want that cross country reach for the brand, because this is the way I would see it, Toast. The SEC, when you're not a fan of the SEC and you want to make derogatory remarks about the SEC, well, one of them just slipped out. 2 words come to mind, right? If you're playing word association, first word is cheaters, right? And second word is hillbillies.
Well, and I got a third.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a third one. Well, go on. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well,
go ahead. SEC.
Well, the other
association.
thing is soulless, and I say that like, listen,
Okay.
Those schools will do whatever it takes to win at all costs, and Alabama proved it in the NCAA tournament, not suspending that kid, right? The basketball player,
No.
right? Listen, and I get that, that's fine, but I don't want to root for a school that does that when that has an athlete make a major fuck up, but we look the other way because we don't want it to impact how our season's going to go. Like, I don't want to. I know they're going out of style, bro, but I'd like to have root for a program that does have some principles.
You are true, because I mean, some of the most damaging headlines we've ever seen that kind of get swept under the rug. Like, there was a true headline that was like, LSU booster steals money from Children's Hospital to pay. Like, yeah, there is that association, there is that stigma to it. Now, on the flip side of it, when you have that, and then you're now part of the American League, I feel like almost hotty totty.
Right, exactly.
Like, I put my pinky, listen, I got my pinky up when I'm sipping my wine in this conference while you guys are shotgunning beers, you cheaters.
Yes, and listen, for the most part, Miami doesn't fit in with either of those conferences. We're a small private school.
No.
Like, we're not a big state university. These are all state universities. I mean, so listen, if we are, I'd much rather be in the Big Ten. Oh, they just scored again. Hell yeah, 2-1. Let's go. Let's go.
Panthers goal.
Listen.
Hey, how crazy is it that 2 8 seeds are now in the conference finals, both being from the South Florida region? That is nuts. And they both could theoretically be up 1-0 in their series.
I'm just saying, like, there's only 8 professional sports teams left in these playoffs, and South Florida's got 2 of those slots taken up, 1 in each sport.
And then Miami, Florida went in the final 4 too.
Like,
I mean, like
we're on a run. Nova won the Division II. FAU gets to the
Undefeated.
Final Four as well. I mean, so we are on a run right now. It's been a good fall. It's been a good winter, spring. So,
Amen, brother.
Hell yes.
speedy wide receiver came in. Going back to the Green Tree in the portal. So we said it right. We knew that they were. Maybe we had some inside information. I don't know. But we knew that they were going to look for some speed. That boy's fast.
He is.
That
It's like 4.2 40 sort of speed, like crazy fast.
They always say 4.2 40. It's like me and my height, right? It just depends on
I'll
what
always
day
be
you get.
5'11".
6'4". Yeah, exactly. Oh, everybody runs a 4.2 until they get that laser time. I cramped up, bro. It was a 4.39. Not even close to a 4.2.
Oh God.
You remember that sliding scale? 4.39 means you're closer to 4.4 than you are 4.2, buddy.
I mean,
I ran into 4.3s.
I know some people were kind of tweaked there. They would have liked to have us. I will say the only thing that I'm missing from this portal class, Ro, and I think I mentioned this a couple weeks ago.
DT.
No, a backup quarterback.
Yeah,
I'm nervous. Listen, I have every confidence that this line is much better and that Tyler's going to make it through and play every single game, and thank God, and perfect. But if what happened last year happens again, and I love Jakari, but man, I just don't know that he's like. So here's my issue, Rose. That this team needs to win 8 games. Like, they came out with the over under. They came out with the Vegas over under, and we were, I think it's 7.5 or whatever.
Perfect.
Perfect. But here's the thing. This fan base needs this team. The floor has to be 8 wins. Like, they have to get to 8 wins just to save merch sales. I mean, bro, like we've seen, like, everything across the board has been off the cliff. Tickets, everything's down. Interest in the offseason's down. Like, they need this fan base needs something good to give them a dose of confidence and a jolt.
Yeah, because the beginning of the regular season is always going to see. That's when it's the height of its feverish pitch, because everything begins again. Everything's renewed. Everybody's the same record at the beginning of the season. You're right, because if you have some perplexing losses, anything remotely that looks like last year, they've already went off the cliff before. It's just harder to get them to jump at that point. They're going to come back. We're all going to be here. Week 0. Sometimes they do that funky stuff with week 0s, week 1s. But week 0, week 1, whatever have you, we're going to be excited. It's a new year. They have to string together some wins and against some good teams. Because when have we had a good win against a good team?
Well, Notre Dame at home, right? And then Tech like the week later or 2 weeks later.
So we need it, and then everybody comes back, gets excited. And I'm glad Mr. Dawson's Creek, we have to go up creek, not down Schitt's Creek, because that's one of the reasons here in Miami that puts butts in seats. We celebrate offense. We just do. And if we have a fun and exciting offense that's putting up points, we'll come back.
The only scenario, Ro, that I can see where you can put up a 6-6 or a 7-5 and have the fan base be not pissed. No, hold on. No, this is actually what Novak said last week when you weren't here. Every single week, we're competing for the entire 60 minutes, and we're not a blowout. If the ball if we have 4 bad losses because young freshman sort of mistakes or whatever late in the game, but we were right there then. But bro, you can't have what happened against FSU last year. You can't have what happened again against MTSU last year. You can't have situations where we're watching these players quit in the middle of the second quarter.
That Duke game was bad too. Duke kind of rolled us.
There was a handful of them, bro.
UVA. I mean, bro, against University of Virginia, it was 6-6 at the end of the game. I mean, that set football back. They should think of a lawsuit at that point. I mean, the offense 6-6. You want your season tickets to come back? Just go back there. I was laughing. I didn't get the chance to come on that week, but I was laughing my ass off at the Maryland spring game when they showed the clip. Loxley was so mad at Gaddis. He was so low-key mad. And at that point, I felt like, bro, you dated the crazy bitch longer than you were supposed to. Way longer than you were supposed to. And you see her with a new guy, and he just realized she crazy. Mm-hmm. And you're like, at least it's not my crazy anymore. At least I don't got that problem. High five, bro. Good luck.
Oh, damn. Oh, God.
Goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Before we do anything else, I want to take care of our friends. Obviously, we always start with our buddy Teddy Morse and the crew over at Ed Morse. If you are looking for a new ride, all you got to do is go to edmorse.com. Dealerships all across the country, so no matter where you live, chances are you're a short drive from one of Teddy Morse's family's dealerships. Of course, if you want a hog, go up and see the dealership up at Harley-Davidson in Daytona. edmorse.com, home of the price protection promise. They've been backing us since day one, and we love them for it. Visit edmorse.com and make sure you tell them the Orange Bowl boys sent you.
.com, today days old. So I don't know what it is with this particular product. When I realized Manscaped and everything was named after lawn maintenance equipment, their logo, at first I thought it was an upside down heart. They're balls. I didn't know that. I'm talking about this. This company is so creative. Use promo code OBB and get percentage off. It's 20%.
20%,
right?
20%.
I've had multiple
you get
people
10% for each nut.
about
10% for each nut.
Yeah. And if you're ballless, you still get bonus like you had it. And so here's the deal. I've literally had guys at a bar. I told you that story before at work. They're like, yeah, I was thinking about getting this. And I'm like, and Father's Day's coming up. Perfect gift idea for those who are struggling. Tell the missus, the lovely, the significant other, what have you, and just tell them, this is what I want. Promo code OBB, get 20% off. Your balls will thank you.
They absolutely will. And many of you may know that the PGA Championship got underway today. And if you know anything listen from this podcast, and that is that our guy beating the bookie knows his golf. In fact, last week, he came out of nowhere and was doing some live picks. Said, Dustin Johnson hadn't been playing great. picked him, and boom, there you go. He has been nailing winners nonstop. The NHL playoffs, he's been killing it. I did not see who he took for tonight's Panthers game, but Panthers are winning. I'm guessing he probably took the Cats and the over goals, and I'm guessing because he's been on a tear. Beatingthebookie.com. Post free plays there as well. Get your packages. You can get a month-long package, a season-long package, whatever you want. All the bets are 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 units, so very easy whether you're betting $25 a unit or $100 a unit or more. Check him out. He's making everybody money. Been making all of you guys money and some of us money for the better part of 2 years now. Beatingthebookie.com.
Did you happen to see the referee's reaction when Jimmy Butler made that basketball? Because I'm so curious to hear your take.
Yes, I did. So I I think I retweeted that from someone this morning. So this was with about 2 minutes left in the game. Now, first of all, Ro, I'm not sure if you're aware of this. I didn't get to see this happen live because I was watching on YouTube TV and it had a fucking mental conniption and it crashed on the entire country.
Oh, nice.
There you go. We were stuck watching a Little Mermaid, Disney Little Mermaid live action commercial promo for the better part of 15, 20 minutes. So anyways.
I heard that came out like incessantly.
Oh my God, it was horrifying. It was like a bad acid trip. So you see his reaction. And I don't know if this is true, but I saw someone take that video and show a picture of, I guess, his family. Do they live in Boston? They had pictures of them, of his daughter and wife in Celtics jerseys. Like
that has not been debunked yet, but yes, I saw that.
So if that is accurate, right, then how the hell is he done it? I have no problem with him being an NBA official, but how are you ever doing a Celtics game? Let alone in the Eastern Conference Finals. If your daughter and spouse, and then you grimace like that, I mean, bro, come on. Like, he was pissed that ball went in.
100% unequivocally wrong for that reaction. When I saw, even though that was like a micro reaction, it wasn't huge. There is absolutely no place in professional sports on that stage, and you mentioned it, Toast, in the Eastern Conference Championship. There is absolutely no excuse for that. That was an actual grimace. That was, I am displeased. I did not want him to score. It was written all over his face. He should not be allowed. Now, somebody called for him to be fired unilaterally, and I think that's no. He's still a human being. He still might root for a team. You simply can't show that. But he should not be anywhere within a 10-mile radius of a stadium where a Heat game is allowed, or anytime Boston's in the building, and nowhere near this series. He needs to be removed immediately, because, my goodness, no, sir.
So, and I believe in the English Premier League, and I think in most European soccer leagues, officials have to officially designate who their team is, like who they grew up rooting for, like who they're a fan of. And it's fine, but you don't do their games. And I think that's kind of where you have to. I mean, listen, I'm not expecting a basketball referee to not have a favorite team, because I'm sure that as a kid growing up, he was watching a lot of basketball. And I'm guessing,
and that doesn't go away just because you're.
And I'm guessing his family, they probably love basketball too, so they probably love a team as well. So I'm not like, you don't need to be a nun, or you don't need to be a priest. Yeah. But I think that it has to be made public, and you just don't do their games. It's that simple. And if the league has to hire a few more officials so they can cover, then that's what happens.
Oh, 1,000%, because we're asking, listen, and here's the deal. And as I've gotten older, I realize how much of an important aspect of my life and so much of the governorship that I like adhere to is just meritocracy, right? And one of the true places where it still emerges and is still like steadfast is in sports. You just want the best team to win, right? You don't want cheating. You just want mano y mano. You want that essence, right? You can't have that essence if that guy's pissed off when Jimmy Bucket scores, because he's rooting for the other team. So I can't trust you. At that point, it's all bets are off. It's not that, hey, the best team wins. This guy's trying to ransack you. By his facial expression, it's written all over his face. You got to be careful about that now. I agree. Get more reps.
And also,
Get more
you
reps.
got to realize that the only reason why we know about this, Ro, is because social media. When you and I were growing up, we would have never known because they didn't mention it on the TV telecast. And so what you would have had was some guy who was at the game who calls into local Boston sports talk. Yo, man, you don't understand. The ref made a grimace when we hit that shot. And they'd call him crazy.
Ah, you're crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're crazy.
But now because of social media and someone actually took the time to, how the hell that person even found that, like zoomed in, like whatever, you need to get a life. But I appreciate the fact that you threw the guy under the bus. But just the perception now, there's a perception out there. And I think as a league, you have to be very cognizant of that. And you have to nip that shit in the bud very quickly. Listen, gambling's exploding. You cannot have any perceived biases going on when it comes to the officials. With this, I mean, these leagues are banking on billions in gambling. It can't happen.
Mm-hmm. Now, listen, there is nothing more unattractive on this side of the Mississippi. Pretty much the whole country. I just want to say this side of Mississippi.
Yeah, baby.
Than a Miami Heat Denver Nugget final.
Oh,
that is
they've been
gross.
dreaming about it. They have wet dreams about it.
The sexy pick, and even my son, who's 11 years old, who's a casual basketball fan, but that kid will play basketball till the cows come home. He's like, Dad, the better ratings one would be between the Celtics, and he says this at 11 years old, and I was very proud of him. He said this today, actually, would be between the Celtics and the Lakers because the Celtics had Larry Bird and the Lakers had Magic Johnson, and those were pretty big games back in the day. And I was like, I love
He's a
you,
smart
son.
kid. Franco's a smart kid. Yeah. He gets it from his mom, but smart kids.
He absolutely gets it from his mom. His dad's a walking idiot. Gets sticks in his ears and falls off bleachers.
With the shingles.
I think shingles is a bed bug. He probably comes from a bunch of morons. Parents are probably
There you
morons
go.
too, right? You ever have a kid like that? I'll disown you.
Kid wears a football helmet all the time.
Calvin, why do you keep calling me Calvin? Because it's written on your underwear?
Oh, God.
Oh, my goodness. Great movie.
Get used to those bars, little one.
Yeah, exactly. Uncle Jailbird Joey.
No, but listen, man, you don't think the NHL wanted Toronto to get past Florida? I mean, from a ratings standpoint, come on. So, yeah, I'm glad that we're just pissing on everyone's parade. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, well, Toronto was happy. They wanted Florida apparently for ratings boost. They kept saying, "We want Florida."
Watch, careful what you wish for, bitches.
Sitting right next to Boston.
So, this is funny. So, I have a buddy of mine, a couple buddies, that going into the postseason, they were very, very confident that we got a legitimate shot for a dual parade in Boston, both NHL and NBA championships being celebrated at the same time. And I was like, well, that kind of sucks for you. I'm like, but look at, there is a city that still is alive for that, huh? Who could that be now? It's not Boston.
I think about this, and you just bring up an interesting point. So where Miami Heat, they've won national championships before, so the Florida Marlins. So where they're going to parade, right? They parade down there by the water, Biscayne. Where the hell are the Panthers trading? Right by Sawgrass Mills.
So, bro, I'll tell you,
that stadium's in a weird spot.
So when they made the Stanley Cup Finals in '96, they did have a parade for just after they lost just for great season, and it didn't go down a road; it went down the New River.
Oh,
yeah, right through downtown Lauderdale at the New River. Yep,
because that's Broward. They would have to move down to Fort Lauderdale to do it. Yeah, that's where they would go.
Yeah.
Well,
you also got to know they have
Sawgrass Expressway.
Their practice facility now is the old theater right at US 1. What's that theater right where the Sears was across the street?
Oh, in Sunrise.
No.
Sears Town.
Yeah, Sears Town. Yeah, but across the street from that, there's that fucking theater. That's where their practice rink is now. Yeah,
really? Out east.
Out east.
Where they all live?
That's
no
it.
problem.
Yeah. So,
no
all right. Anyways,
no problem.
Listen, it's been a great run for South Florida sports here. Now we just need the Canes to carry it over into the fall, and the Dolphins.
Amen.
We'll be good to go.
Amen. Yeah, the Dolphins.
Dolphins are looking good.
Dolphins got some weapons at least. Tua stays healthy.
I love the Dolphins.
And that's the big if.
It's like
That's
the Canes with TVD. Although I'm more confident.
That's where I thought you were going
although
before.
I'm more confident with TVD
the only way that
staying
the
healthy.
fans would be fine is 6-6. And I'm like, don't say it. And you didn't say it. And then you said it later. Yeah, let's not speak that into existence. That's terrible.
Oh, God.
Terrible.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, let me ask you this. We're talking about the Celtics. Because I think this is kind of cool. It seems like all of a sudden our young, and not so young now, I mean, he's like 50. But Eric Spoelstra has always I've always felt hasn't gotten the respect because, he's Pat Riley's guy and Pat Riley kind of was like protecting him or whatever. But, bro, he is getting just all the praise. Best coach that's never won Coach of the Year. I'm seeing articles about that. He's the best coach left in the playoffs. He's coaching circles around all these other guys. Tom Thibodeau, this guy in Boston right now, just because he doesn't use timeouts. Mazzulla.
Listen, and he is a ultimate success story. Came into that organization just reviewing thousands of film, but I think it paid off. You know what I'm saying? I think it paid off. It paid off for the young man who's now not necessarily a young man. All those hours of film watching, just knowing the game at that level. You have an 8 seed and you're this far, and it speaks for itself. Now, before you used to think, right? You used to think, oh, well, he won championships. He had LeBron James. It's easy to win, when you have super teams. But there's a lot of teams who have quote unquote super teams, right? And they're not winning. It's almost harder to manage those egos sometimes. So you got to give credit where credit's due. It's hard enough when you're managing those super teams. And then when you have a team that's an 8 seed that maybe isn't loaded, right? That is not one of those super teams, but you're able to go ahead and put this performance year in and year out. Spoelstra's the dude, man. That guy's going to go into the Hall of Fame one day. It's fun watching that guy. He's cool to listen to as well. That is definitely, if we could get to pack out like a place, right? Toast, and we can just sit back. Yeah, I saw you at that new place around the corner. That's nice walking distance. We pack out that. Eric Spoelstra is getting an invite.
Absolutely.
Like Eric Spoelstra, that's just like he's sitting at like that's a dude at the end that's sitting with us with some bourbon, right? And a stogie, and he's totally cool to pull up, bro. Like, yeah, you're one of the Orange Bowl boys too, Eric Spo.
No doubt.
You the man.
No doubt.
You the man.
Yeah, dude, this is a cool little place. Rock and Brews open around the corner from the house at Plantation Walk. And
nice.
just awesome memorabilia and playing just rock and roll and great food and bar. And yeah, I can literally walk home. It's
nice.
Phenomenal. All right.
Nice.
Do some 5 questions, you think?
5 questions.
Here we go.
5 questions.
All right. You got a few, right? Load up
Yes.
number 1, baby.
I got them all if you need
Okay.
them. But first question, more on the serious
All right.
side. But people who don't get buddy with your neighbors, why?
Ooh, all right. I do not get buddy with my neighbors. I would like to, but from what I can see of my neighbors, I don't like my neighbors. I tried initially to do the nod and the wave and say hello, whatever. But there's just no, we're good. We're good.
I have 4 walls around my house. Most people do. I have like another 5th wall too. I have that 5th wall. Like I will let you bump up against that wall, but like my home is my sanctum, right? And in my DNA and my exposure to life and what I grew up in and everything like that, like it's like my fortress of solitude.
Yeah.
Right. So the reason why I'm not always buddy with my neighbors, because I don't want you in my fortress of solitude.
Well, listen, with all due respect, I bet your neighbors, they don't want to be going in there getting the shingles and whatnot. So, it's not a good spot for them as well.
Especially the older ones. I got some cool neighbors, and they're nice people too. I have nothing against them. But like that, like not Al Borland. Tim Taylor had that guy that used to peek over the fence.
Oh yeah, Wilson. Yeah,
right. I'm gonna be like, bro, you keep peeking over my fence, bro. We're gonna have some whiskey. Get your ass on the other side of the house, bro. I don't need that shit.
Man, I just went to Ask Reddit and saw a question. You're totally gonna ask this, aren't you? Oh my god! All right, go ahead. No, you go. You go.
All right. Okay. So, what food aren't you eating? Even if it was free.
Oh, this is okay. not eating even if it is free. That's saying something because I will eat most foods, like 90% of them. I'm not eating any sort of a fish with a head on it.
Ooh, oh, a lot of people enjoy that.
That's disgusting. Like I'm not eating sardines. Yeah.
My dad likes that on pizza.
Yeah, no,
It's
I
weird.
can't. Yeah, I don't even want that in a Caesar salad.
No.
So yeah, I think
I hate fishy Caesar salads. I can't stand it. And fancy restaurants typically give you fishy.
Oh,
Caesar
and I don't know why. And you know what? And I'm thinking that I would change my mind if I actually tried it, if I had the balls to try it. But for some reason, one time I saw an oxtail come out that looked disgusting. It looked like someone crapped on a plate. And so in my mind, I will never eat that.
Yeah.
And I've seen it on menus at places,
even if it's free.
but then I've also heard people say that it's insane. So
That is
that's
good.
one of those
A lot
things,
of people
yeah.
love their oxtail. All right, I'm not a big fan. You gave multiple ones. I'm not a big fan of Thai food. I don't think if you just religiously gave Thai food, it's just not
Okay.
the thing, right? I don't think it. And I think the one thing I can ultimately agree on, if it had to be my final answer, my 1A, 1B, 1C, liver.
Yes. Liver. Oh, 100%. Yes. Yeah, that's the one. Yep.
Yeah. I'm not eating liver.
Gefilte fish, the stuff
don't
that
even
comes
think
in
my-
a jar.
Yeah, I don't even think my dog
No,
could eat
wouldn't-
liver.
no.
That little thing will eat whatever.
I wouldn't give it to my dog for fear of what the farts would smell like about 3 hours later.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Yeah.
Okay.
Stella. You asked this
All right.
question because I got actually
Oh, you got
four. You
four.
put in a minute on. I might change.
Okay.
I might change. I have five, but I might change one of them depending on what your question is. But go ahead. You asked. the
All
third
right.
one.
Oh, boy. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. Well, that's cool. I'll edit out the dead part here. Let's see. All right. So let's go with this. Replacing a word in a movie title with fucker. What would the title be?
Revenge of the fucker.
There you go.
Oh, you know what? Part two is back to the fucker.
Texas Chainsaw Fucker. Oh, here we go. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Force fucker.
Toy Fucker.
What do you-
Toy Fucker. Oh, Jesus Christ. You've got a friend in me.
Oh yeah, you do. We're past being friends now, buddy.
Oh, shit.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, there you go. Die Hard
Your whole
2.
show
Die
in that.
Fucker.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, man.
That's a great. so
Snow White and the
Oh, my
Seven
goodness.
Fuckers. Oh, good shit. All right, beautiful.
Oh, my- All right. Here's a question, but I'm going to change the way I see it to make it a
Okay.
question. So, if your eye color changed with your mood, right? It says how you doing in life. I just want to know with that theory, your eye color would actually change with your mood. How's this affecting us?
Dude, that'd be awesome, first of all. That'd be fucking great.
Dude, when you're mad, you can't
No,
hide
you
it.
can't. Your eyes
Honey, are
just
you upset?
fire red. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you upset? Why do you look like a Sith Lord?
What would my eyes look like? Hold
No,
on.
I'm fine.
What are stoned eyes? What color is stoned eyes?
Ah, wow.
Like fluorescent green?
Green? Yeah, because marijuana.
I don't know.
Now here's one that would ultimately demise the whole male species.
Horny.
Horny eyes.
What color's horny?
Like pink? I don't know.
What color
Yeah, I
is
mean, it's
purple?
kinda-
What mood is associated with purple?
Oh, like depression.
Oh, depression? Oh,
think so,
fuck.
right?
All right. I was thinking depression
Yeah.
would be like dark blue. Because you're blue.
Yeah, because now regular eye color doesn't mean what it
I think
normally
purple
means.
needs to be something fun.
Like happy. Orange is like happy. Oh, like what's yellow is happy.
Well, what about, what about like if purple's like when you actually have orgasm?
Could you just imagine this? You go to a bar and the girl's just looking
Yeah.
at you. Are you horny? No. Well, your eyes are
Well,
pink.
but the worst thing would be if yours are pink and hers are like, black.
Yes.
Yeah. What is black? Like that means they're going to about to kill you, right? You're about to do something awful.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Out.
That was good. I like that one.
That would be terrible.
That's awesome.
That would be terrible. All right. And I think
This is 5. Yeah, let's
right?
go.
What TV show made you think, who the hell greenlit this?
Oh, wow.
I'll go first because this is an obscure show. But when you think about this show, like who in their right mind would have greenlit this show? Do you remember the show Herman's Head?
No.
It involved a guy. So listen, it involved a guy where it was like kind of what we were talking about, like his mind in his brain, like there was 5 different characters who played like emotions in his head.
Yes, it was on Fox.
Yes,
Yes, it was on early Fox.
And the one, it was Lisa Simpson. Lisa Simpson, the voice actress, which the whole time is like, why is Lisa Simpson talking? Because, Simpson's been on Fox for years. But I always thought, that's got to be the weirdest concept for a show. Herman's Head.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. All right, so I was going to go with Harry and the Hendersons.
Ooh, that is like you literally. That's a good Alf. I mean, Harry and the Hendersons, Jonathan Lithgow. I mean, it was kind of funny.
But it was just a giant Bigfoot living in your house. Like, give me like really? Like there's a Bigfoot living in my house.
Who did you pitch for that?
Really?
Who did you pitch for that?
How drunk were you? Like what? How does this play? Oh God.
I will say this, and I know the show became a ultimate success and like a cultural icon. But when you think about the premise of it, you can legit think to yourself, why would anybody greenlight a show about nothing? The show is literally about nothing, and that's Seinfeld.
Yeah.
What's your show about? Nothing.
Yeah.
It is a show about absolutely
just
nothing.
4 narcissists that just, rip on people.
Yeah.
Basically. I've just been told in the chat the War Memorial. That's where the Panthers practice. Yeah. They rebuilt that whole thing.
The War Memorial at Sunrise. I graduated from there.
Most
St.
people
Thomas,
did.
when we had their graduation ceremony.
Yeah, a lot of people
graduated from there. The War Memorial Auditorium.
There you go. There you go.
Learned something there. I was 2 days old.
Damn, they just scored a power play goal, 2-2. Son of a bitch. All right. Yeah. Listen, whatever. Panthers will get the win. They'll get the win. All right.
Yeah, power plays. I mean,
exactly. Stay out of the penalty box, and we'll be up friggin' 2-0. All right. So what else we got coming up for the show, Ro? Oh, so I made contact. We're definitely going to have the cleansing, the exorcism for the closet poo.
Okay.
Prior to camp opening up, so that'll be happening in at some point, I guess like mid-July. So I know that's going to happen.
Cool.
Outside of that, I have no idea. It's the dead season, dude. It's the dead season. Check your texts, Toast.
We make it fun. There's no dead in our dead season.
No, absolutely not. So hopefully next week we'll have all 3 of us. It's been a while.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
And hopefully Scoop had fun selling us out for golf. I hope he hit it in the water.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He probably did.
Oh, not like he'd tell us if he did. Novak though better fess up. Novak, did he hit it in the water? Tell us the truth.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. TPC.
So what are we naming this bad boy, Ro?
All right. I have from the beginning of the show, brown chicken, brown cow.
Brown chicken. How do we even spell this? Is brown chicken, brown cow? All right.
Yeah. Or back to the effer.
No, we're going brown chicken, brown cow.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
Brown chicken, brown cow. Beautiful for number 69. All right.
Hey,
beautiful. All right. So as always, go Canes.
Hey-o. Bang.
And Heat and Panthers.
That's another episode in the books. The Orange Ball Boys are brought to you by Ed Morse Automotive Group. Visit edmorse.com.